Despite Halo's wide variety of vehicles, there has been a niche that Halo's vehicle roster has ignored, that being armored personnel carriers, otherwise known as APCs. Despite the game having a heavy military focus and featuring many iconic vehicle roles for the military, the APC is one of the vehicle types that Halo has ignored. Of course, the question comes in, how do you fit an APC into Halo in the first place? APCs in games function as armored tanks that can transport troops into battle, while also dishing out its own attacks. APCs are also used for amphibious purposes in games, which make them great vehicles that can get around the harshest of terrain conditions. Sometimes APCs even function as mobile spawn points. APCs hold this personnel carrier role, and I always thought Battlefield did the APC well, as an example of a game that has done APCs before. When it comes to APCs in Halo, back in Halo Wars development, the Cougar was concepted to be one of the vehicles in Halo Wars' expanded vehicle roster. It's an IFV, not an APC, but it still filled the anti-infantry role. It was unfortunately cut from the game, and I can kinda see why, because it might be redundant in Halo Wars' already large UNSC vehicle roster, similar to how the Falcon was cut from Halo Wars. It still has a very interesting design. Now, to those who are wondering why I would put this here first even though it's not an APC, you will see why later in this video. But for now, let's focus on the first proper APC for Halo, the Wolverine. No, not that one, the Reach one. Yes, this is the first iteration of the Wolverine. It was found by DigSite as a blockout for an early Reach map called Farm. It was built in Halo 3's engine. It was believed to have a radio or satellite dish on top of it, but the Scorpion turret also fits perfectly well on it. The model was fixed up by Crevel to fit perfectly into Halo 3's art style, and it somewhat also has a deployment feature. It probably would have worked similar to the Cobra, and this feature could be implemented into Halo Reach's engine, but not Halo 3's, the DigSite team says. Its design seems to be based on the real-world AMX-10. Despite being called an APC, this configuration wouldn't have actually supported carrying troops, as there is no place to really put them, but it still fits Halo 3's art style really well, and it's a cool addition. Thanks to DigSite, we have this in Halo 3's mods now, and I'll touch on this later into the video, but let's focus on what the Scorpog would eventually become. Halo Reach also got early concepts for the Wolverine, showing it had a much different configuration. It seems to be inspired by the M5777 APC from the Aliens franchise. The concept art shows many different turret variations. This APC does seem to be able to carry troops properly. It seems similar to the Warthog in that it could have different turret configurations. Later concept art also has the APC here named the Kodiak. No, not that Kodiak, this Kodiak. So it's likely Halo Wars coming out made Bungie reconsider the name of the APC to be called the Kodiak instead. DigSite would later restore the APC to its functionality, and its models were found in the DigSite leaks. It seems like it got far enough that it got its own model before it was cut. It does seem to be a very powerful vehicle to have on the Reach roster here, and it would have been fun to have in Forge World. It's a shame it got cut. I could imagine how things would be if we had the Stingray and the Kodiak transporting people in Desert Bus with this thing. It's a real shame that we don't have custom modded game browser to actually make this a reality. We wouldn't see much of APCs for a few years after this, mostly because 343 barely added to the vehicle roster in the time span of Halo 4 and 5. Thankfully, Halo Wars 2 came in and gave us a shit ton of APCs, and they didn't get cut this time. First, we have the Mastodon, named after the extinct species of elephant. The Mastodon is like the Kodiak's bigger brother. It properly fills the APC role, being able to carry troops around, similar to the Pelican in Halo Wars 1. It can also go into water, at least from the lore, I think. From, the looks of this icon here, it looks pretty cool. Looks like it can travel through the wetlands pretty well. And it also can provide a proper assault. The Mastodon is a welcome addition to the UNSC's vehicle roster, and it fills its intended purpose properly. It's the first APC to come into Halo and not get cut. The next APC in Halo Wars 2 is the Bison. which is an APC that freezes things with cryotech. It's very similar to the Cougar from Halo Wars, like its own bigger brother. It's a mobile freeze machine. Unfortunately, it cannot carry units, and I don't think it can train them either, so you can't have cryo throwers come out of the back, which is unfortunate because I always loved how the Elephant let you train troops and have them come out. Now for a change of pace, the next APC is not UNSC, it's Banished. Yeah, that's right, the Banished have a Wraith variant that's fitted to be more like an APC, and I love it. It's a great variant of the Wraith, and it makes sense the Banished would outfit the Wraith to fill a different combat role. Similar to the Mastodon, it can carry troops, but only 3 this time, which is understandable considering the types of troops you can actually put into the Wraith Invader. It can be very lethal if you're putting hunters in this thing, and they're lasering everything in sight from the side windows. I mean, being able to carry hunters is already a step up from the Shadow, and it's a welcome addition to the family of Wraiths here. Now for the final APC that we know of, it was supposed to appear in Infinite. It seems like this poor vehicle cannot stop getting cut. Like all the good things that could have came from Infinite, the APC was cut from the game, and what is left is a untextured, somewhat working vehicle. This APC was to be called the Cougar. No, not that Cougar, or maybe it was based on it. I don't even know at this point. They just keep naming things Cougars, Kodiaks, and Wolverines, and it's confusing now to tell which is which. This is why I called the APC dig site found the dig site APC, or the Scorpion Hog as they call it. It does seem this Cougar was based on the Halo Wars Cougar, so maybe the name actually does fit here. But what is this? Infinite actually adding vehicles in from the game it's based on? No way. Next you're going to tell me they cut the most iconic vehicle to the Banished from this game. It seems the Cougar would have been an APC here this time, where there was one driver, one gunner to control the grenade launcher turret, and passengers to transport. It was cut, I assume because it wasn't finished, like all the cool things that could have made Halo Infinite's sandbox not so bland. I mean, at least we got the Razor back, but it's just an overglorified troop hog. It's a shame this thing got cut, and I'd love to actually bring it back in a good Halo game. It's a shame the APCs kept getting cut, and it's another example of cool additions just not being, put into the games properly. Thankfully, this isn't 2020 anymore. That depressing era is over. It's 2025 now, and the golden age is upon us. We have the power now. We, the people. We can make Halo great again with APCs. I put the dig site APC into my Halo mods, and it pretty much plays like a faster and weaker Scorpion. It fills the role well, but you know how we can make it better? We can make it amphibious. That's right, it can go into water. However, I gotta adjust a few things since I need to figure out how to get the wheels to properly move in water. It works pretty well, though it has some issues from going to land to sea. I have a few ideas on how to fix this problem. I also think giving this APC a troop transport variant where it can hold troops similar to the LAV from Battlefield would also be pretty cool. We could also bring in the Halo Wars APCs, since I am working on the Banish, so I think this could be the best time to bring in the Wraith Invader. If you're interested playing around with the APCs I showed here, there are many mods on the workshop that have them. City Under Siege has one, and Sparkling Lake has a semi-aquatic one. And I have to say, seeing this APC next to Stingrays and Falcons is really cool. It's what we could have had in Reach all those years ago. But thankfully, we don't gotta ponder about what could have been anymore, because we have the ability to make it a reality now. There is no more concept videos of ideas that 343 would never do. It's now all about results, and I hope this video could show them to you guys. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this look into the APCs of Halo. It's a random topic, I know, but I wanted to talk about some Halo mod stuff for once. While other Halo tubers are struggling to find any content to make videos about, despite the sea of content, the gem mine under their feet that they conveniently ignore so they can review the latest shop update nobody cares about, I see how many mods there are and how, they all have niches to them and they're all so great, and I wish people would talk about them more, because that's where the future of Halo is. And there's so much untapped, videos to be made about these mods. And, there's a lot of conversations about the Halo universe that, nobody really thinks about or wants to talk about, and I want to bring those topics to the discussion here. Because after the last 10 years, I want to talk about some new things for once. I'm done looking at all the nostalgia from the past, and I'm done caring about whatever slop 343 puts out. I want to see some good Halo content, and the Halo MCC workshop is giving us the good Halo content that we've been wanting for years. It's Halo by the fans for the fans, and we need more people to be paying attention to this stuff. If we all just paid attention to it and ignored free for free, we'd all be happy. That's why I'm optimistic about Halo, because I'm focusing on this stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll be sure to make more videos like this going over topics like this, because I think it's better than making negative videos all the time, and because, you know, negative videos aren't going to help, like, change the state of things, but I think if I focus on, like, some actual good Halo content that people could actually enjoy and ignore the shit that's bad, you know, it'd make things better for people. So I want to make more videos on the mods, and yeah, expect to see more of this from me when I can get the time to make these videos. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I hope you all have a good day. Goodbye.